I thought I knew everything there was to know about Disney parks. But then I went to Tokyo. Tokyo Disney changed the way that I see Disney as a whole. Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea are my favorite Disney parks by far, but not just because of what they are, what they taught me. So let's walk through why these parks feel so different, and together, let's bring the magic back to life. First off, yes, these parks are located in Japan. And if you haven't been to Japan, it can force some life lessons on you. The Japanese culture is a patient culture. They've got no problem taking things slow. They also have a knack for being a little bit different and standing out amongst a crowd. You combine those two things together into a Disney function, it's no wonder that this park is revered as one of the best Disney parks in the world. And when it comes to standing out and doing things a little bit differently, the punk side of me has to give it up to Tokyo, because Tokyo Disney parks aren't even owned by Disney. That's why they can do things in a special way and separate themselves from the rest of the Disney parks. They might keep Disney at its core, but they're still allowed to be Japan. And that's just cool, dude. Disney still feels like Disney, even in a different language. Let It Go is still Let It Go. And I don't have to understand Japanese to know the lyrics to Let It Go. You play that song in any language, I'm gonna feel it. And that's what's special about Disney. It's hit all of us, all over the world, with different characters and different songs that it doesn't matter where you are or what language it's in. It's home. But not being owned by Disney made this park feel intentional, not corporate. And that's something you gotta love. Whether it's behind the times or way advanced in the times, Japan Disney has a place for everybody. For example, they still have Splash Mountain. They didn't change it to Tiana's Bayou, and they didn't do a new Lion King ride for it. It's still Splash Mountain. They also still have the old school Snow White ride that terrified me as a child. I just remember the witch pushing a boulder off that almost hit you, and it was terrifying. But I don't even think that was terrifying. I think I was just scared of the witch, which is crazy because she's one of my favorite characters now, but I also just have a fear of like withering old women carrying an apple. It might be specific, but I've seen it out in the wild. Too much. And they also have incredible state-of-the-art attractions that is pushing them forward to the future, because they're doing things that other Disney parks haven't done to me in a long time, which is absolutely flooring me with their sorcery of animatronics. The Beauty and the Beast ride being one of them. I've talked about the scene where the Beast rises up in a curtain and spins around and somehow turns back into the prince. You can explain it to me and how it's done, but watching it in person, absolutely crazy. And they also wowed me with their animatronics in the Frozen ride. Their animatronics for Anna and Elsa are incredible, but being a Frozen boy myself, I will cry when I go up that mountain and I hear Elsa singing Let It Go. She takes off that glove into the wind and suddenly I'm free again. And lastly, it's also home to the only attraction for Rapunzel. Don't get me wrong, I know Paris is getting the carousel and Disney World has a bathroom, but as a ride, Rapunzel got what she deserves in this park. And they're able to get away with it because they're Japan, baby. It's a little short, but the boat scene makes up for all of it, because being there in that moment made that feel real, and having that be my wife's favorite ride and being in a boat next to Rapunzel and Flynn in a boat, letting go of the lanterns, I can't describe what that actually means to me. Now listen, before I went to Japan, I did my research on YouTube. I wanted to know what I was looking at, and I found a million videos praising these parks for how beautiful they are and how fun the attractions were. You can also find a lot of negativity about how long the lines are just to get in, about how difficult it is to find a lightning lane or some kind of fast pass. But I'm here to tell you that if you're taking Disney slow, I had no problem at all. But my experience with the Japanese Disney parks was slow and smooth, baby. I did the Tokyo Disney vacation package. So a few months before I went to my trip, when it actually opened up for me to purchase, I was able to do everything in one shot. my hotel, my park days, and all of my attractions. I didn't have to wake up at 6 a.m. and try and fight for different times. It was all available for me and I just picked which one I needed. This let the rest of the day breathe for me. This gave me tons of time to walk around and look at the actual beauty that these parks hold. The Imagineers put so much into this that it really is made for the Disney fans. And I really wish I could do this in all the Disney parks. If we had options like this available in the US, I can't tell you how much stress would be taken off of people's plates. It really was no stress. And if there's one thing your boy over here likes, it's no stress. And yes, I stood in a few lines. Lines are out there. The Japanese are very patient. They don't mind standing in a line. But it really wasn't that bad. And yeah, even the line to get in wasn't that bad. But when you're getting off the monorail, it does look crazy. There's like a million umbrellas out there. It's almost like the Disney gods were about to flood you with a typhoon. But in reality, it's just keeping the sun off your back, which is perfect for me and my tattoos. Taking Disney slow is something that I preach on this channel all the time. And in Japan, you kind of have to do this to enjoy it. If you're really trying to run around and do everything and you haven't figured out how this park operates yet, I can guarantee you might be one of those people that complains about it. But if you're planning on going and you haven't been, take my word, you don't have to do that. Try the vacation package, pick what you want to do, your absolute top priorities, and take the rest of the day slow. You're in Japan, baby. Just enjoy it. How often are you going to the Japanese Disney parks? I know for me, I'm going back. I can't tell you when, but it's always in my back pocket. I absolutely love Japan. I can't think of a better place I want to go. I need to go back. I need to go back to Japan. I need to go back to Japan. I need to go back to Japan. And as you can tell, I absolutely am in love with Japan. And mostly because of the culture. And no, they're not 100% perfect. No culture is, no place is, no single person is. But they're pretty damn close. They have respect for their elderly. They treat their food like it's made with love. And they're very, very kind. When I walked into those Disney parks, every single Japanese Disney cast member waved at me, nonstop. As a matter of fact, I thought some of them were animatronics, more like huge smiles. But I feel creepy doing this. But the point is, they were extremely lovely, easy to deal with. No one looked like they hated their life being there, which I'll give most Disney parks credit. A lot of Disney cast members are the best people on the planet. They just are. I'm gonna give you all your props here. Disney cast members, you make the world go round, and I love you. But in Japan, it was like every single one of them just seemed like they were the happiest person to be there and the happiest person to see you, like as an individual. Like when you came in, they were really happy to see you. And I don't get that often. Sometimes people will clutch their purse around me or something. I'm like, relax. I'm a Disney adult, dude. I'm not trying to hurt you. Actually, if anything, I'm in law enforcement. I would save your life if someone was trying to hurt you. But don't let my looks deceive you. And they didn't. I heard there was a stigma on tattoos in Japan. No one treated me any differently. As a matter of fact, they were very lovely towards me. And I tried really hard with the Japanese language. So I was able to speak a little bit of broken Japanese here and there, but they praised me for it and told me that my Japanese was great, which I thought was incredible because here in America, people will make fun of you if you can't say a word right. Over there, they encouraged me to keep going. God, I love Japan. And another thing I really love about Japanese culture is it's a sharing culture. And in Disney, you really feel that. In almost all the other Disney parks I've been to, it really feels like every man for themselves or every family for themselves. What can we get the most out of? What are we going to maximize and what are we going to get? How are we going to do these parks? And in Japan, it felt like a shared experience. Everybody's family, everybody's kids, everybody's husband, wife, brother, sister, everybody mattered. And it felt like we were all sharing Disney. I don't feel that very often everywhere. I try to put that out in the world, but they just had it out in the open in Japan. It was a shared experience. And that made that park even more beautiful to me. And now, my brothers and sisters, I'm going to speak to all of us in these trying times. Money. It's cheaper to go to Tokyo Disney. A 5-star hotel is about the same price as a moderate hotel here in the US. The food was less expensive, the merch was less expensive. Everything that came down to money was also a lot less stressful in Japan. And that's pretty awesome when you're talking about a Disney trip. Now, speaking of merch, they had some cool stuff, but it's not like the US. They don't have a Spirit jersey over there. And I'm pretty sure they don't make anything in an extra large, so I couldn't go home with a t-shirt saying, I went to Japan. But I realized something. I didn't need it. The memories I made there was my Spirit jersey. I realized I didn't have to dump thousands of dollars into Disney just to have a good time. And I didn't have to leave there with everything to prove something to somebody that I went to Japan's Disney. They had some cool stuff. Their popcorn buckets, good God. Coolest popcorn buckets I've ever seen. I could display them in the case back here and they would look just as cool as my other stuff. But it taught me that merchandise isn't as important as it is in the US. And in general, it's not as important as it's made out to be. I didn't need it. I was happy with everything they had to offer. And their transportation was awesome. Now listen to me. When you pay for a Disney hotel in the US, you have free options of transportation. The buses, the Skyliner, boats, depending on where you're going, it's offered in there. Now in Japan, they have monorails, state-of-the-art monorails, and they're themed to a T. I'm talking Mickey-shaped windows, Mickey seats, themed, baby, themed. But you do have to pay for these monorails. It's a tiny bit, but you do have to pay. Does that ruin my trip? No. Do I have to have free transportation? Also no, because nothing killed my wallet over there. Paying a little bit to ride these awesome monorails didn't bother me in the slightest. And that brought me to the point of what am I really stressing about? Especially in the US parks. If Japan taught me that I can take this slow and enjoy it, I should absolutely be able to apply that anywhere in the world. And when we're talking Disney, it doesn't have to be stressful. Because all the stuff that I was stressing about that I thought really mattered, turns out it doesn't. Tokyo Disney taught me that slow is the standard, that magic comes from the people, that money doesn't have to be the focus, and that even all the way across the world, Disney still feels like Disney. And maybe the biggest thing it taught me is that magic doesn't live in the parks. It lives in us. I'm Multi-Park Punk. If you like what I'm doing here, let's take the stress that people are feeling from planning Disney trips and let's bury it. Let's revive the magic and let's rock that park, baby.